Hello YouTube! Today we shall dive into one of Skyrim's biggest mysteries that hasn't actually been solved up until today. The Ebony Warrior. And who he is. Where does he come from? That we will find out in this very video, so lucky that you clicked on it. So sit back, relax, put on your lore hat, kill a Khajiit, and let's kick off. The Ebony Warrior. Not much canon is known about this legendary warrior that the Dragonborn meets during the final stages of his Skyrim adventures. Not much, other than that he is a Redguard, and a strong one he is. He serves as the last battle for tired players, one final challenge before leaving the save file and starting another, or just plain out leaving the game because you already spent like 1000 hours to get that far. But that said, what else do we know for certain? What's canon that we know about the Ebony Warrior? We know the following. He has, according to himself, had many adventures, did everything that is to be done, and sees a worthy death in the player, for he too has by that point almost done everything. He wants to go to Sovngarde. We know that. We know that he is about 50 to 60 years old, judging by his face. He wears ebony armor only, hence the name Ebony Warrior, and carries an ebony sword in his right hand. This last piece of info has led some to believe that he is an avatar of the missing god of the Redguards, Ebonarm. Ebonarm is the Yokudan god of war, companion and protector of all warriors. He is the enemy of the Daedric princes, except for Sheogorath, and he can call upon a gold stallion named Warmaster, and he has an ebony sword fused with his right arm, hence the theory. He has been removed from all games since Daggerfall, and even in the books where his name was mentioned, his name has been removed for further games. This has led some to believe that he might have some connection to the Ebony Warrior, and that the Ebony Warrior might be some sort of Easter egg to this disappearing god. Well, I don't take the bait, my friends. While this theory is plausible, yes, I think I found a better theory. One that, to me at least, makes some more sense than this. I speculate that the Ebony Warrior is not just an NPC. Oh no, he's a player character. For only the players and do everything and every quest there is to be done. His literal words are, "The time has come. I have done all that can be done. There is nothing left. No quests to be undertaken, no villains to be slain, no challenges to face, except for you. You are my last challenge." This has all strengthened my belief that he is in fact a player character. Not only is he the only non-Nord and non-Draugr that can use dragon shouts, he is also outfitted with one of the most carefully selected set of perks and skills. But before we think he's a player character, how is that possible? Since we know that the hero of Kvatch became Sheogorath, or at least if you say he hasn't, his soul has somehow bound itself to the Shivering Isles, never to be seen again. He also cannot be the Nerevarine, because he went to Akavir to supposedly never return. Plus it was confirmed in the canon that the Nerevarine was a male Dunmer, regardless to the player's choice. No, I think that this man, the Ebony Warrior, is the forgotten hero from the Elder Scrolls Legends. A bold and probably very ridiculous claim to you, perhaps, yes, but let me explain, don't just click away yet. You can do that after the video. The first thing that made me speculate this is a commenter on my channel named Supermessers. I asked him for a theory, but he did not reply, so I started my own investigation. First of all, my head said, no, it's not possible. Not at all. The player determines what the forgotten hero looks like, not Bethesda. And then I remembered how the Nerevarine is also customizable, but how he is still being called a Dunmer male in canon. so maybe this could have happened to the Forgotten Hero also. Also, if we look at the Ebony Warrior, we see that he is around the age of 50 to 60 during Skyrim. This would mean that during the time of the Great War, thus the story of Elder Scrolls Legends, he would be somewhere between 30 to 20 years old by then. We may assume that that is about the right age for a hero during his first adventures. We also know that after his known adventures, he had way more adventures and grander adventures according to the Elder Scrolls Legends narrator, just like the player in the Elder Scrolls games should. So far so good. But it was not enough for me to make a sound case on or to make a video on because I felt it was too shaky. So I started googling and then I found a theory by Good King Zero on the Elder Scrolls Legends Reddit, who apparently had a theory that was similar to my own. He claimed that during the Elder Scrolls Legends character creation, the default race was Redguard. That intrigued me. If it was true, then my case would be a hell of a lot stronger, but I decided to put the theory to the test to see if it was true, and it turned out it isn't true. Like, really not. When I started Elder Scrolls Legends, my default character was a Khajiit, and when I tried again, an Imperial. Only after those 2 tries I finally got Redguard. I decided to try a couple more times, and out of 10 tries I got 4 times the Redguard. Then my interest peaked again, because the others were completely at random. And I decided to do the most lifeless thing ever. Get some statistics. What I do for science. So I started the Game of Thrones episode, and meanwhile I once again tried to create a character. But this time 100 times. And I did it. Of those 100 times I tried to create a third character, I got the Redguard default 34 times. This means that there's actually a larger chance of getting Redguard than any of the other 9 races in the Elder Scrolls Legends. 34% compared to just 7.3% for the other races. Because the other tries were completely at random. I saw no other discrepancies, or I don't know what the English word for it is. This leads me to believe that the canon Forgotten Hero is a Redguard. However, this little scientific study of mine, of course, can also be dumb luck. That I just accidentally got the Redguards way more than the others. I mean, could be. But a bad fact like me, numbers matter to me. So, to me, my case is strengthened. Another thing that strengthens my belief is another claim by Good King Zero in his theory. After completing the main questline, you get a certain specific reward. The Redguard card deck. Why the Redguard card deck? Does it have anything to do with the Elder Scrolls Legends mainline story? Nope. Nothing. Except if it does. And this is actually another hint in the Elder Scrolls Legends to the race of the Forgotten Hero. I mean, I don't say it is, but it could be. And one more thing. Something that has just quite stood out to me. In the entire main story of the Elder Scrolls Legends, I have seen no Redguards, none at all. I mean, there's Tyr the Nord, Lenneth the Dunmer, Nerfin the Altmer, Swimmed at Night the Argonian, Cassia the Imperial, Nak the Khajiit, the Bosmer assassins of the Dominion that try to assassinate the Emperor and fail, and luckily, because the guy is awesome. We assume that perhaps one of the humans we see in the cutscenes are Bretons, because I can't really see the difference between Imperials, Nords and Bretons, but that's my bad. But that still leaves out the Redguards and the Orcs. Due to other hints to Redguards, this has led me to believe that Bethesda intentionally let them out, because the hero himself is the Redguard in the story. For me, this is enough proof, or at least conclude that there's pretty strong hints that the Forgotten Hero was a Redguard. I don't say it's canon, it's just what I conclude out of what I got. The other evidence we have is that the Ebony Warrior looks between 50 to 60 years old, which means that he must have been alive during the Great War and in fighting condition. We know that the Forgotten Hero after his adventures in the game had an awful lot more adventures, and we know that the Ebony Warrior has, according to his own words, done everything, every quest, every adventure and slain every villain, so also had a lot of adventures. And the Forgotten Hero is the only player character that we know of that is probably still alive and on Tamriel during this time of Skyrim. Well, all of this leads me to believe the 2 characters are the same person. I don't know how you think about it, and of course you can have your own opinion on it, and even if you don't agree with me, I mean, it's fine, it's a theory. It's a theory, so not canon, like at all, so don't think it is. And if you liked the video, consider liking the video, subscribing, join my Discord, follow my Instagram. And well, then I will see you again later in the next lore video, probably again in a week. Or maybe earlier, if I get into making a video again. Bye bye!